Yo, what's popping in the streets? Back at it again. Part 2, Rookies versus Vetz. Genesis, number 4. Back with another battle list prediction. King Siler. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the first battle that we have, or the next battle we have on the prediction list is T-Hawk versus Crisis. T-Hawk versus Crisis. Chicago versus Arkansas. Technically, he lives in Texas now, so yeah, here with us now, if I'm not mistaken. But we got, so T-Hawk is buck, rowdy, and powerful, specialties and highlights, material, and get off. Now we also have Crisis as well, as buck and is a power mover, specialties, highlights, power material, and could potentially be a sleeping giant. Now, the reason why I say that is with much respect to him. I know he's from Chicago, but I never knew of him like that. I've never had the opportunity to meet him, and if I did, I do apologize, bro. You know, I may have just been talking and just rambling, so I do apologize if we met before and I didn't. I don't remember your face. I don't want to sound bougie or nothing like that, but I definitely kind of watched some of his I definitely watched his some of his footage, of course, to make a prediction based off of this information here and what we got. And I definitely saw that he moves well. He's definitely a power dancer as well. So as you can see, we definitely got a power matchup, a heavy weight battle going here. So, I mean, I definitely think it's going to be an interesting clash because I know T-Hawk to be very good as far as like maintaining his moments, you know, stacking material and just maintaining that buck moment is being really powerful. But from what I was seeing, it shows as though Crisis moves a little bit better. He might have a little bit more versatility in terms of like movement overall. Unfortunately, haven't really seen very many battles where Crisis is, you know, on the main stage or having to, you know, being up an opponent like this heavy. He may not know him, but I know him, and for some of y'all that know that are from the South, y'all know how cold T-Hawk is. So based off of that, my prediction for this battle, I'm gonna go with T-Hawk for the win. Potential 1 round, depending on the amount of momentum that T-Hawk gains in the first round. Easily one of the buckest dudes that I've ever seen in the South. Come out of the South. His power and maintaining his buckness is only rivaled by a fellow individual who's from Arkansas, which y'all know is '08. So I definitely think that in terms of like stamina, like if you're able to kind of compare them to, like John '08 definitely dances like more of a wider range of motion, of course, when he dances. But T-Hawk, in my personal opinion, definitely has more stamina, and he brings a little bit more creativity to the table. Like, he's not afraid to, you know, of course, get on the ground. He's not afraid to do hat tricks or anything like that. I know that's not necessarily '08's MO, and I'm only simply drawing that correlation because y'all know how '08 is. And when I say that somebody like T-Hawk rivals '08 in power, you should understand the gravity of that statement if you've ever seen '08 dance. But like I said, I think if Crisis definitely doesn't come with it, it can definitely be a situation to where he gets 1 rounded just solely based off of the momentum that T-Hawk brings. Like, he really builds momentum very well. So depending on what we see, we might see a 1-rounder. But my prediction is for T-Hawk overall. Next battle we got, so there's been a little bit of heat picking up with this one earlier before 2020 ended, if I'm not mistaken, or it could be January, whichever it is. Royalty versus Lycan. So Royalty is buck, power-oriented, beefy. I think she might be the beefiest lady in Crumb. She might be wearing that crown right now. I'm not sure. Specialties and highlights, material, and powerful moments. And then we have Lycan, who's buck, power-oriented as well, and very smash mouth. His highlights and specialties are power and buck moments. Now, I think this is going to be interesting because these two are both in-your-face type dancers. Royalty has clearly been at it longer, has definitely been on more bigger stages of the main stage in these type of situations. She just had a battle at the last event that we had out here, King of the Ring, one-rounded Zephyr, which was, you know, it was a very, what's the term? It was a debatable topic or a debatable 1 round. I think that some people were definitely saying, and for me, personally, I think it was a situation to where, it was a one round. It was a one round. My opinion, at the end of the day, doesn't matter. She one rounded. She won it. That's the end of the day. But like I said, I think that one, as far as how kind of people were talking about, they were saying it was more based off of what Zephyr didn't do versus what Royalty did do. So I think had it been a situation to where Zephyr was able to maybe kind of find her pocket a little bit better, maybe we would have gone to another round. But I think that in that particular situation, it was just a situation to where Zephyr wasn't able to capitalize, and Royalty took it. But I don't think that's going to be the case for this particular battle. Like I said, I will definitely say, as far as like I've seen in a couple of his battles, he's very hands-on. If that's your trump card, bro, I would definitely look for something else. And again, and this ain't no tossing no shade on nobody in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is just simply from what I've seen throughout the battles. So I think it's definitely important that we talk about those key points. But based off of the information I do see here, I'm going with the Queen of Beef, Royalty for the win. Potentially one round if Lycan doesn't capitalize. I don't think it's going to be a situation as far as, like I said, with Zephyr. If we just, and I'm drawing correlation to it, Zephyr had the moves and the material. I just think in terms of like putting that crump feel or that pocket or that get off, or I'm saying a variety of things. I think simply just adding like that crump essence behind her movements was the biggest factor here. Now, as far as for Lycan, I don't think that's the case, but I definitely think that Royalty outclasses him in terms of material or moves. She's been around the block, surrounds herself by creative people. She's around a creative bunch of people, so that may potentially give her the edge for the win. So I will definitely say, in my personal opinion, this battle will depend on what Lycan does. But I digress. My choice is still going with Royalty, potentially for the one round. Next battle we got Worthy versus Mougli. Shouts out to these two gentlemen. I definitely have spoken with Worthy a couple times, and I've seen Mougli as well. I think he's from overseas, if I'm not mistaken. I saw somebody on YouTube say that he was from overseas, but who knows? But yeah, so Mougli is flashy, cocky, and material heavy. Specialties and highlights, flashy moments, and material. Worthy is live, music oriented, and buck. Specialties and highlights are live moments. Now, first I'm gonna put a disclaimer out here because somebody said this to me earlier. Excuse me, not earlier, but a while back when I was talking about predictions for the King of the Ring. Please, I don't want nobody to get offended if I simply just don't see as many things that you specialize in. You could just simply be new. We may not be able to see a large body of work to where we can kind of pick out, what it is that you specialize in. So I think it's important for people not to take it personally. You know you best, and at the end of the day, it's about what you say or what you do on the dance floor that matters, not about what I'm saying right here. I'm just simply going off of characteristics and stuff that I've seen throughout people's body of work. So if there's something I missed, I do apologize in advance, but don't take it personally in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But based off of the information I do have here, I'm going to go with Mougli for the win, based off of versatility. I have seen Mougli in much more battles. I haven't really seen him in a lot of main stage battles per se, like really, really big events. I have seen him, and that's not to, please don't think I'm tossing shade on the East Coast in any way, shape, form, or fashion, but actually, no, take that back. Yeah, he has. My fault. He has been on main stage battles. I'm tripping. My fault. He has been. I was thinking about some session footage that I saw him in. But he has been in a couple of events, so big events. So I would definitely say in terms of versatility and being able to capitalize, and not to mention just simply him being a more dominant and confident dancer, that I think is the biggest deciding factor. I'm not sleeping on Worthy in no way, shape, form, or fashion. I remember me and you had a conversation about the tournament that you were in at the King of the Ring, bro. You got a nice style coming in as far as like how you're dancing. I think we're kind of coming out of that age to where everybody wants to dance like they under 180 pounds. Like that don't look tight anymore. Like all the big dudes is trying to dance and stuff like that, and trying to dance like they tie dyes. Like I get it, you know what I'm saying, but dance your size. Don't be 260 pounds and you trying to out here dance and wear skinny jeans, get on the ground and do a whole bunch of that. That's not you, bro. It's not you. It's not you. Use your size, bro. Like, you have an advantage. Naturally bigger guys in some cases are sometimes naturally buck. So shouts out to Worthy for that, bro. But keep doing what you're doing. But like I said, I'm going to go with Mougli for the win based off of versatility. Then we have a very, very steep battle that I'm definitely looking forward to. I will definitely be front row for this particular one. We have Narsi versus Mad Scientist. All right. Now, Mr. Narsi, Narsi is very technical, unorthodox, and theatrical. And the one thing that I like him, and I give it to certain people when I see it, but he can be very uncharacteristic as well. What I mean by that is he's always doing the abnormal. Like, if he wants to be live, he can be live. If he wants to be buck, he can be buck. If he be catty or technical, like, he is a dancer through and through, and I respect that. There's never just like one shade of him. So I do like that about him. Specialties and highlights: moment awareness, abstract material versus technical material. So just education moment for y'all that don't know. And even I kind of learned this about, as long as I've been in the game, I kind of just like really put this into terminology as well. I learned this. There's a difference between have abstract material and then there's technical material. Most people only know technical material for like your obvious people. Like when you watch like sometimes when you watch Solo or you see like a bunch of syncs and stuff like that, everything is connected together. I'm not saying that he can't do it. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm just simply saying when people think about technical material or technical movements, they see a bunch of clean movements, you know, or they see technical combos. When people choose abstract combos, maybe they'll go somewhat based off of like broad ideas or maybe much more of a storyline versus just kind of like here, 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 and here. So that's just me putting it generally in a very basic cookie cutter way. So if you don't understand that, ask your big homie, ask your crew member. There's a huge difference between abstract material and then technical material. That's just me. That's not a new thing in Crump. I'm not creating nothing new. Material is material, but some people choose it in an abstract way. Some people like to do it in a technical way. It's all good. Then we have Mad Scientist, who is live, buck, and rowdy. And specialties and highlights: live moments, adaptation, and battle tactics. I don't know what it is with Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist always gets into like these, like, for lack of better words, like handsy battles. Like he's always having to like, you know, push or pull on somebody. Somebody's always barking in his face in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But yeah, yo, I respect it, bro. It is what it is. So yeah, so based off of looking at these two, I'm gonna have to go with Narsi. I don't predict any 1 rounds, but I do see a potential for kill-offs. Now, I only say this because we ain't seen Narsi in a while. Like I said before, he is very uncharacteristic, and as tight as Mad Scientist is, I'm not gonna say he's one-dimensional, but you can. He's very solid. You know, I ain't finna say he's one-dimensional. You know what you're getting into when you fight Mike Tyson. Your body's about to get ate up by power punches. Like, that's all he's finna do. Yes, he can bob and weave and stuff like that, but the danger comes from like how hard he's finna hit you, and that's kind of like Christian, Mad Scientist. When you battling Narsi, it's uncharacteristic. You don't know who you gonna get. You don't know. Maybe one day he's gonna come in here feeling flashy. You know, he's gonna feel swaggy or catty, or he's just gonna get off on you. He's gonna hit you with a few combos and try and get you out of there as quickly as possible. That's the mystery. So I think that's really important to highlight. And not to mention, let's state the obvious. Y'all know I'm not biased about it, but he's also going to have the wow or the surprise factor, as we call it. We ain't seen Narsi in a while. He ain't been in an event in a little bit. And on the big stages like this, I think people are definitely going to be looking forward to seeing him dance. So I definitely think that I think Mad Scientist can pull out a win for sure, but he's definitely going to have to fight for it. I'm not putting anything past anybody. I'm just looking at the information that I have here and the consistency that these two artists have put out over time. And with that being said, like I said, I'm going with Narsi for the win. Got the next battles coming up. Let's see what happens.